Mr. Speaker. I just want to highlight a few things about this bill, and I'm going to ask that it be voted in sections, but let me explain why. I don't want to repeat what Chairman Shanley said, but I'm not going to ask any questions. It's fine. You can sit down. There's three sections here, and they really are distinct, and I'm in favor of two of them. And the first one, which deals with the notification of questions submitted to local questions submitted to voters, allows the towns to save money by not having to publish in a newspaper of general circulation. It allows you to put the notification online, which I think is the way everything should be going. This is not 1950. Everybody doesn't get the newspaper delivered to the door. It's a colossal waste of money. But bear in mind that elections where local questions are submitted to voters are not that common. They're either special elections or they're the general election in November. So Section 1, I have no problem with. Section 3, same thing. Section 3 is, as the chairman just explained, is actually very rare. It's only when the registration 30 days falls on a Sunday and the local board has to maybe designate another location. Now it'll enable them to save money by not putting that in a newspaper general circulation and go online. Those two sections, that's great. That's going to save us money. Section 2 is new. And I do not oppose putting notification of the early voting dates, hours, and locations in public notice. That's a good idea. But what's in here is a SOP to, let's call it a SOP to the Providence Journal and a few other local newspapers. There is absolutely no reason why this information needs to be published in a newspaper of general circulation. It is a subsidy, with all due respect to our colleagues in the printed press, if there are any left, it's a subsidy to the printed press. Town of Burrillville, for example, doesn't have a local newspaper. Now, we don't even have really the Valley Breeze. North Smithfield, which I represent, unfortunately, Rep. Place, you do not. I'm sorry about that. But the Valley Breeze, at least people read it in North Smithfield. They can use that. It's a weekly. I still would oppose this, but at least they can. In Burrillville, I don't want to say nobody reads the Journal or nobody reads the Call, but it's a practical matter. Forcing the taxpayers of the town of Burrillville to subsidize this in a newspaper like that is a waste of their money. And the same is true, I guarantee you, for most of the other towns and cities in the state. So there's no reason why we should be voting for Section 2. We should actually be stripping out the business about putting in a newspaper of general circulation. Frankly, we should get rid of that across the board. But this bill, on balance, will cost your towns and cities more if it's passed in its entirety. Section 1 and Section 3 will save money. Section 2, because it applies to every election, because every election has early voting, will cost money. So by voting for this bill in its entirety, you are costing the taxpayers of your cities and towns more money. So for that reason, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to vote Section 2 separately, and I would like to vote no on Section 2 and then yes on the rest of the bill, if we could.
Let me check with the parliamentarian. I believe it is, but let me confirm. It is divisible.
All right, well, thank you. I have nothing else to say, but we should vote no on Section 2, so we want to save our taxpayers some money for something. Thank you.